Look at us, sharing a common bond, right here, right now, in our city. How do you see our city today? And how do you envision it for tomorrow? The fact that you are here today suggests that you share my pride for who we are and my passion for what we can become. There's a term in football called throwing the receiver open, where the quarterback throws the ball not to where the receiver is, but to an open part of the field that only the receiver can get to. Today, I'd like to share with you my perspective for how we can throw existing and future residents of Cleveland open to a healthier living environment and greater overall prosperity. We live in the greatest country in the world, which means we have the human and financial capacity to make every city in our country a wonderful place to live. The key is in our core cities, because the core city of every metropolitan area serves as the heart that pumps lifeblood into the vital organs and extremities of its region. For Northeast Ohio to be at its strongest, Cleveland too must be strong, because the body cannot perform at an optimum level without a strong heart. The weak areas of our heart are the blighted, low-income areas of our inner city, the neighborhoods that are closest to our central business districts. Considering their location, potential access efficiencies, and sustainability attributes, we are just scratching the surface for what low-income neighborhoods of core metropolitan cities can become. As a community development practitioner, I believe through the effective redevelopment of our inner city neighborhoods, Cleveland can become the 21st century model for how great cities are defined. For some, great cities are defined by a combination of their population, their gross domestic product, their climate, or the number of professional sports teams that they have. That is the archaic way of defining a great city. Today, experts define great cities not just by their population and economies, but also their cultural amenities, their dining, recreation, and entertainment venues, their schools, universities, medical centers, and other locally significant staples that you can only find in that particular city. In addition to these characteristics, I submit that great cities of the future will be defined by how easy they are to navigate, the proximity of their assets to one another, and more specifically, the pedestrian travel time between their neighborhoods and other key assets. Highly regarded cities will have infrastructure that efficiently accommodates cultural and racial connectivity, affordable world-class amenities, and sustainable energy sources. So it's time for an example. So Eric Rodriguez is a 27-year-old Rose Enterprise Architectural Fellow with our organization. Eric lived in the LA area before moving to Cleveland. When you ask Eric, why did he leave his close-knit family in LA for Cleveland, he'll tell you one of the main reasons was because he spent over 2 hours of his workday in slow-moving traffic. He wanted his 2 hours back, so he traded them in for 40 to 50 minutes of biking in Cleveland. And for the days not conducive to biking, the trade consists of riding the rail and walking for a total of 40 to 50 minutes. So over the course of a year, Eric saves over 20,000 minutes, equal to 330 hours. Now, I don't know about you, but I could think of many productive and exciting things that I could do with an extra 330 hours a year. He has significantly reduced his carbon footprint, something that more young people care about, while substantially increasing the amount of quality time he has to enjoy life. Eric left the region where the water table in some areas has decreased by over 200 feet. He now lives in the region that contains 21% of the world's surface fresh water. How's that for a city poised for the future? I've outlined many things that will shape model cities for the 21st century and beyond. I've saved the most significant for last, and that is the economic integration of our neighborhoods. My friends, Social economic integration of our communities is the fourth quarter touchdown that will win the game for us all. See, every city that has undergone the transformation of a low-income neighborhood has accomplished it at the expense of dislocating poor people. Gentrification isn't just bad because it's morally wrong. It is bad because it doesn't stop crime, but merely moves it. It doesn't improve student performance, but rather shifts where the high and low performing schools are located, building vibrant central city neighborhoods only to create new concentrated areas of poverty, or in some cases, new suburban ghettos, does not make for a more dynamic region. The all-American neighborhood will be rich in economic diversity and racial tolerance. This diversity will see more secure neighborhoods as vacant and abandoned buildings are replaced with dense, form-based development that puts more caring eyes on the street. True freedom comes when you don't have to fear turning down the wrong street. As the Executive Director of Burton Carr Development Corporation, a high-functioning community development corporation here in Cleveland, there are three things that I attribute to our success. The first is strong and effective collaboration among valued community stakeholders and benefactors. Purpose-driven leaders like our Mayor Frank Jackson and our Councilwoman Phyllis Cleveland, as well as result-oriented funders like the Cleveland Foundations and the Sisters of Charity, have been vital to our success. Secondly, we understand the power of self-fulfilling prophecy and know that in order to accomplish any substantial goal, you must first believe that that goal is possible. There was outside doubt that we could build, sell, and sustain 400 single-family homes in what was the poorest neighborhood of the city. Today, it has been done, as the central community went from the neighborhood with Cleveland's lowest housing values to one of Cleveland's strongest housing markets. There was outside doubt that we can create social enterprises that would be ran by community residents. Today, we operate 3 social enterprises and are exploring the creation of 2 additional ones. Our current social enterprises employ 16 individuals, all of whom are from the community, and 15 of whom were unemployed before we hired them. Our final component of success is in the people doing the work, including our community residents. We are all willing to go beyond the confines of a job description to foster our intended outcomes. This formula for success parallels with the formula needed to transform our city into this progressive model. We must make social economic diversity within our communities a goal. We must believe that it is possible, and we must see the value not just for poor people, but for everyone. This is my family, and these pictures are taken at our home in the Fairfax neighborhood of Cleveland. Fairfax is a low-income neighborhood, but despite its negative reputation, we have never had a home invasion, and our family has never been victimized by a violent crime. We are a middle-income family, and because of the affordability of living and working in the city, we are able to live at a higher standard. Our children, TJ and Tiara, have wonderful childhood memories that include both public and private high-quality schools, international travel, and a wide range of constructive exposures. There are many other benefits that I could share with you tonight, but for the sake of time, I'll just say this. The bottom line is that economically integrated neighborhoods is the way that we all win. You are welcome to join us in this strategic approach that will strengthen the foundation of our city in a way that will have a ripple effect on the livelihood of all those who live and work in our region. It is the way that invisible walls are shattered, the way that social economic boundaries are dismantled, where the haves can live with less anxiety about the security of their possessions, where life is valued by all, where personal pride is omnipresent, and where no one, or nearly no one, favors a handout over self-sufficiency. I'm going to leave you with this. If you want to change cultural norms and adverse behaviors, you have to be an active part of changing the environment that created them. That environment is a 24-hour environment, and you and I have the power to have more influence on it than it has on us. Thank you.